Okay. Legacy media. Legacy media is dying. Legacy media is going under. They don't know what's going on because they have biased reporting. And it's always interesting to see just how corporate media is actually reacting to it in real time. Because as an institution across the board, BSDNC, CNN, they're hemorrhaging the views. They can't get the views. And I love seeing them panic. Who doesn't love seeing them panic and squirm after for so long controlling the algorithm and rhyme? Because you, the American people, can decide what you want to watch and not watch. And CNBC, that's right, just like everyone else associated with NBC, they're trying to play this off.
The Treasury secretaries and others, write public letters in the New York Times and elsewhere, frustrated and concerned about what they would say is the transparency of the process, not about the good news of the transparency of what we may learn, but how this is all being done. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, what I think is that, like I said, in 20 days, we've done what we couldn't do in multiple generations. We had this permanent bureaucracy, Andrew, and it's just shocking what they're uncovering. Like, I knew there was waste. I'm one of the only guys who've been speaking out very boldly the last 10 years about how badly this needs to be cut, how badly we need to get into these things. There's even more waste than even I thought. And I was probably on the most extreme side of people saying this is ridiculous and broken, right? So, I mean, it's just amazing what they're uncovering everywhere they go here. I think they are being quite transparent about the things they're finding. I think a lot more will continue to come out. But I mean, what we know is not being transparent is the mainstream media right now is not being transparent about how ludicrous these things that they're finding, because it's afraid to offend its readers and its listeners on the left overall. I mean,
Now hold on. See, this is where again I have to push back. Corporate media and the neoliberal institutions are not the left, okay? Because I just noticed that people just brushing that here and there. Oh, that's the left. No. Listen. If they were the left, why would they have been pro censorship? Okay? I have been targeted more by these woke blue, no matter who, jagoff people. Okay? Like, there's a lot of people in independent media that have been hit hard by these liberal institutions that parade themselves as the left. Many of these news outlets who parade themselves as the left are more than happy to implement censorship policies. So let's just stop it with putting the word left in there. But you know what? I feel like I'm screaming at the ocean.
We're living in different realities in our country right now because one side's reporting, hundreds of crazy things. There's all these scams around the world. There's all this money clearly being wasted. There's all this grift being stolen. There's money going to, frankly, to media as well, as you've seen, which is really crazy. And the other side's just not even reporting on the things that are being found. So, in general, I think this is amazing what they're doing. I think they should keep doing it really boldly. The executive order yesterday, 4 employees out for every employee in, they're going to make it more efficient. It's very clear these employees are not working efficiently. I mean, this is awesome stuff. And what's happening, Elon made a great point. I was involved as a kid at PayPal a little bit. Whenever you'd turn off fraud or grift or change something, the people who would scream the most were the fraudsters. And so the noise is mostly now coming from.
Can I think I'm gonna. I hope you will think I'm coming to this from a place. I know you're gonna say mainstream media, but I hope you'll. I think that a lot of the grift terrible. I'm.
Shut up. Right there, right then and there, you're giving out, folks. I hope you're listening just how he worded that out, because he's gonna try and defend NBC just right there. Like, no, I'm one of the good ones. Oh, I'm a good guy. Don't confuse it with me. Like, again, the whole segment's rather hilarious. Okay, again, putting all of the neoliberal corporate media calling it the left, and then of course you got CNBC saying, it's not us. Hey, I want everyone to know that it's not me. It's not me. Okay? Hold on. Go ahead, buddy.
I hope you will think I'm coming to this from a place. I know you're going to say mainstream media, but I hope you'll. I think that a lot of the grift terrible. I'm very supportive of the idea of trying to expose all of the grift. I think we've been reporting on it quite regularly, actually.
Sorry, Soul Construct, not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
I think that the question, and I think we should continue to support trying to find as much grift as possible. At the same time, I would think for the purposes of exposing that grift and making it all work as a country, you want the process to be as credible as possible. So to the extent that there are people who say to themselves, not about whether they're worried about what the fraud is or not, but to say, you know, are these things going, is this data being...
Dude, you got a whole big thick word salad or word cucumber in your mouth because you're trying to upset that cucumber, and at the same time too, you're trying to tell people you don't got a cucumber in your mouth. If you got the analogy, I love you. If you didn't, oh, you sweet innocent person. Teddy G says he's worried about his next paycheck. Soul Construct says, boom, you got it, Kit, as I should. And the Jack Acid, the greatest of the Jacks. Something about this host I don't trust. Yep, and yep. All right, now everybody, okay? Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. We also got Abiding 71 says, grift is good. Grift works, all right? And then, hold on. Bad Creek says, he's been talking 4 straight minutes and hasn't said a damn thing. Absolutely. And Salty Digital Dive. Get up, go see the White House counselor. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Being used in some way we don't know? Is it going into an AI system that we don't know about? Are the people who are finding the grift government employees? Have they been vetted? I mean, isn't it best? Couldn't you walk and chew gum at the same time? Meaning, get all...
And I'm all out of bubble gum, baby.
All of the grift, expose all of it in the best way possible.
I like how this guy's face is also looking very confused. Like, dude, what are you trying to say?
Couldn't you walk and chew gum at the same time? Meaning, get all of the grift, expose all of it in the best way possible, and have the process be so credible that everybody says, oh my goodness.
Never. You could never have everyone say that.
Well, that's what I'm asking Joe.
Joe's right. They're going to be angry. But listen, Andrew, I mean, what we had to do here is that there's been layers of bureaucracy. Like I have mentors in the Reagan administration who came in looking for these things, and those people were not technical. And so when they went to the bureaucracy and they asked questions, there's so many ways of obscuring and blocking and deterring. And so what Elon did is he got root access and he went to tech systems themselves. No one has done this in ever. Like no president ever has had tech people around him. And they went to the systems and they started finding things like, oh my goodness. And these people who work for the agencies try to confront them and say, no, you can't look at the systems. You can't, you're getting around all of our ability to block all this stuff. We thought you'd never actually get to see any of this. And they're freaking out because they're looking. And so it's very transparent. They went to the systems. They actually saw the payments, and the payments were going out to crazy shit. There were payments to people with same social security numbers. There are payments to people with no social security numbers to 100 billion. There's it's everywhere. There's payments to Internews Network, which is training media all around the world how to have a certain point of view. That's a very left point of view. There are payments to pro.
No, it's not a left point of view. My God, stop. Never mind. You know what? Sometimes I just want to throw myself at a brick wall because, listen, conservatives, MSNBC and CNN are not left. They're neoliberal institutions, all right? So it's like saying Chicago's a communist utopia. No, it's a corporatist nightmare. But perhaps that's a story later on in the show.
Protesters around the world. There's like all this stuff that's crazy, and they're being very transparent. Yes, we went to the data, we found it. It's only been 20 days. Like, give them a chance. They're gonna put all of this out. They already are putting a lot out. I mean, I think this is amazing. But people want to slow them down. They want to slow them down from stopping their grift is really the biggest question here.
Yes, exactly. So hold on, folks, because we got to talk about how just ineffectual corporate media truly is. Because as the entire system is being revealed, you know, you're noticing that the establishment media, they're trying to make some shifts. They're trying to change how they report certain things now. They're reversing 8 years of, well, a trajectory that they were on. Remember, when Trump got elected in 2016, you had the whole media form the false foundation of La Resistance. You had all your pink pussy hat people worshiping Rachel Maddow, listening to what was going to happen on her show and by proxy as well as anyone else on BSDNC. You had CNN also capitalizing on it as well because that was a boon for corporate media. Because remember, before Trump got into office, before even Trump ran, corporate media was going down bad. And the thing is, they probably would have been all right. But in comparison to what they're going through now, in 2005, after the November 5th election in 2024, they are drastically bleeding out. They are dying because from 2016 up until 2024, before the election coverage, they were part of a good little system in which they promoted their corporate talking points, their narratives. You had cancel culture, you had censorship, you had Trump derangement syndrome. And for 8 years, that play was going great. Even after Trump in 2020, when the Biden Harris administration was there, we did see the decline begin, but there was a system still put in place. And for a while, it was tolerated until it couldn't be tolerated no more. Everything has a beginning, middle, and end, and corporate media is very well reaching its end. They're laying off talent. I mean, journalists. I mean, reporters. I mean, commentators. I mean, talent. Sorry, I had to get it right again. They're laying off a lot of people. They are cutting the fat. They are trying to stay afloat in a media landscape that is evolving past them. They are dying out like the dinosaurs. And now with USAID, USAIDs being revealed and its connections with many other reputable, authoritative news sources, they don't have their little lifeline anymore. Now, yes, is what Elon Musk or Doge is doing benefiting him and any of his associates? Yeah, most likely, yes, 100%. Come on. But also, is it beneficial for us to also witness the full-on government waste? Because we have further questions about where the rest of our money is going and what was spent. But this can also lead to maybe the possibility of ending one system. Dare I say it, if we can try and create something of true independent media, of factual reporting, and this is my idealism playing out, that maybe we can turn things around. But a dinosaur is dying. We are witnessing a whale fall. We are witnessing the full on collapse of an institution. And the media is struggling. But in turn, be careful of those who are also sharing this narrative and talking about it and speaking about it because they're going to try and paint it as the left. Look, Hard Lens Media, we're politically homeless. Shout out to you, Matt Weinglass. Yes, we're taking the name of your show, but we are all politically homeless here, because no political party represents us. But I'll be damned if the Democrats or corporate media, CNN, BSDNC, CNBC, or any of these other outlets are going to be carrying the title of the left, because they're not. They never were, because they never stood for anything. They only stood for establishment talking points and propaganda. And people are turning off the TV. Except if you're at an airport, and then you got CNN, which should constitute as a war crime, okay? Watching CNN at the airport is a goddamn nightmare. That's what I believe. That's a nightmare. That's torture. That's the only reason why maybe CNN's still around, because of the goddamn airport views.